Just check it out now. Well, goddamn it, people. Now, in the most interesting and unfortunate turn of events, we all know that Takeoff died from a stray bullet when there was an argument that initially started from the aftermath of a dice game that turned into other things. We now know that Quavo tried to walk away, and when he tried to walk away, someone tried to swing on him. People then pulled out weapons, gunshots were traded, and yes, if you don't know, there were two other people hit, one woman and one man, but we're getting information from the coroner who has done their investigative, everything they need to do with the body. They're saying that Takeoff was shot in the head and in the torso, okay? Now, they're saying they're done with pretty much everything they need to do with the body. It's not that complicated. It's a simple shooting. And they're saying that his body could be picked up for funeral arrangements. However, they are basically saying that the primary cause of death is penetrating gun wounds to the head and torso into the arm. Now, if you guys don't know the narrative behind this, it's supposedly said that while gunshots were fired, Takeoff, who was jumping into a possible situation because Quavo just got punched on or somebody was swinging on him, he then was pretty much in no man's land, kind of in the middle of where gunshots were being fired. Somebody pulled out a gun, and that errant bullet basically then struck him in the head. I hear he was killed upon impact, and before he could even fall to the ground, he also got shot again. Man, this is such a sad story. We're all mourning the death of Takeoff, and the more I find out more information about this, y'all can watch my live stream I did on YouTube and Twitch. The more you find out information about this, you realize this was some stupid stuff, man. And what I mean by that, it might have been friendly fire. It might have also just been a case of dudes that just don't know how to aim. Also, alcohol, drugs, ego, all of these things add into the situation. But unfortunately, they always say, and they've always said this saying, bullets ain't got no name. So that one bullet that wasn't aimed for Takeoff, unfortunately, ended up killing him, and he got hit multiple times. I send prayers for everybody involved. I guarantee you that this won't be any positive outcome. When I hear the whole narrative from the night, these were couple groups of men that were supposed to all be on the same page that went out. They had, of course, women around, and of course, liquor and drugs. And of course, out of male ego and competition, people were going back and forth, just tit for tat in terms of talking ish. And that later ended up with people being outside after the venue was closed. People started getting a little bit more spicy. People started talking about basketball, then fighting. And then ultimately, unfortunately, guns got pulled. And everybody who was intended for the shooting didn't get hit. It was only the people who were the bystanders. We've heard that so much times before. I also want to just put out this narrative, and I want to really make this be known. This ain't got nothing to do with rap music, because that dice game, that event, that the personnel that were there is all street stuff, okay? So I hate when rappers say, oh, this is proof that rap is the most dangerous profession. No, it's the culture surrounding rap. It's a bunch of street stuff going on. Where if you're in an environment and you're a millionaire, Takeoff and Quavo could have went and gambled in Vegas, and they would have had the utmost of security there and the bestest of time. This type of ghetto nonsense ain't happening. But what is it? As rappers and people have embraced street cultures, black culture, people also assume that you're going to be a famous rapper and go anywhere and just be in a dice game and have arguments with dudes who are all from a certain environment and nothing's going to happen. This ain't got nothing to do with hip-hop. This ain't got nothing to do with music or rap. This got to do with the personnel that were there. You got a bunch of dudes who are street dudes who are there, who don't like argument. And let me just tell you something about, unfortunately, this is the facts about our culture. We don't know how to deal with resolving issues, de-escalating stuff. I also talked about the people that was with Takeoff and Quavo. They're not real security. You know what homie security don't know how to do? De-escalate. let me just remove one person from the situation that we don't get to the guns. And by the way, I know that Takeoff, Quavo was trying to walk away, but when you have the homies around, they only know one gear. Go. Unfortunately, this is what happens when you put a bunch of hood niggas in a room. Dudes some getting legal money, some getting street money, some getting rap money. This ain't rap. This is a culture that we've all embraced. This is a culture that we all promote. This is a culture we all act like it's cool when we hear it on the songs. This is what happens. And unfortunately, we're sitting here trying to pick up the pieces, trying to make sense of another senseless murder. Rest in peace to Takeoff. The more we find out about this situation, we just get to realize, again, he probably had the worst luck of anybody that day. Which, again, life somewhat, and living is a gamble. All right? Get a comment, box, you guys like them, subscribe to Boys Academics. Come on.